is actually a little bit nicer being able to see the record time on these. Can break this up a little bit easier. Okay, moving on. Jesper's turn. Queen. Almost done with summer here. A project finishes early. Which one and why? The trade deal. The mutants have been slowly starving and are eager for our kale. Okay. So let's end that. So this didn't even, like, the first day we showed up, we were like, hey, you want something for these fish? And they're like, oh god, yes. Please. I am so sick of catfish. Okay, so we'll say that is part of the community. We now have a trade deal for fish with the mutants. Okay. So we advance the project. That means that we have infiltrated the anti-tech community. What is the result of infiltrating these poor people? Yes, I think that's it. I think the original project was that we were infiltrating them to see how they react. I think that was an Untamed Fox project. Okay. They fear the computer. So they're technophobic. Okay. So let's say lore. They have their technophobic community worships being similar to statue. Yeah, so someday they might find out their whole religion is a lie. Okay. This is really getting full here. We're gonna end up needing more lore card here too. Okay, that was the event? No, that was the project finishing. Yeah, okay. So now we need a new action. Send some different types of skilled people into the mutant community to make connections. Try and build a rapport. Okay. 2 weeks on that, so we will do, how do I want to say this? Send delegations, I guess. Send delegations to build rapport with the mutants. So, to try and get mutations? Well, we'll just we'll see what the result is when this thing finishes. How about? I'll just put 2 weeks on it for right now. Okay. Objections. Unhappy people. Alright, moving on. And Davy Jones. We're almost done with summer here. Number 7. Introduce a mystery at the edge of the map, or an unattended situation becomes problematic. Hold on. Losing my voice there. An unattended situation becomes problematic and scary. What is it and what goes awry? So I guess basically that means that one of these problems just goes over the edge now? Becomes like a super problem? Or something shows up on the edge of the map? A mystery at the edge of the map? Which could be any edge of the map, I guess? Okay. Say specifically. It's just a mystery. Something mysterious gets discovered. Ooh, okay. So we'll just say, how about right up in here? We've discovered that there's a super secret launching area for a rival corp. Landing area here. Not rival crop. Rival corp, landing area. Okay. So we've spotted transport ships landing and taking off, and they do not have the markings of the Dragon Corp. They are definitely corporate, but from somewhere else. So what are they doing over there? Why are they here? Cool. Okay, so that was that. We advanced the project. Almost done. What is the new project, or action, I should say? What is the action for this week? I keep trying to get these cards all in here. Kind of running out of room. Yep. Surveillance on the rival corp. Okay, how long are we going to do that? 2 weeks. We will survey the rival corp. Alright. Any objections? I kind of feel like maybe we could just take that step out, but yeah, I think it's also a pretty important part to the game. It just doesn't seem to have as much relevance this time around. Alright, so we'll move on. Untamed Fox, and this is the final day of summer. Somebody tries to take control of the community by force. Do they succeed, and why do they do it? Or a headstrong community member decides to put one of their ideas into motion, and we start a foolish project. Yeah, remember, fall and winter are when the events are usually against us. Yeah, I think that's kind of how the game is designed too. Like they start you out in spring as sort of the resource collecting and development, and then summer is sort of like the build up to the climax, and then you spend the rest of the game trying to survive. Yeah. It almost got to that point in the last game. Everyone kept disappearing and running away, and we kept losing things, and we were in pretty dire straits by the end of last game. Yeah. Roll a die. Okay. We'll do. Oops. I just won't. There we go. Okay, let's do odds for number 1, evens for number 2. 3. Odds. Somebody takes control of the community. No, they try to take control of the community. Do they succeed, and why are they trying to do this? Man, goddamn kids. Ooh, okay. So that's gonna create a little bit of a conflict almost right away. So, the girl who has been trying for weeks and weeks to get us to go and attack the Dragon Corp directly finally manages to convince enough people to her side with the weapons that she stole. She has taken control of the community. So, we are currently now girl has control over the community. I mean, we're basically now held hostage, right? Because of the weapons? With the weapons. Okay, well, so that's going to... That's the event, I guess. It doesn't really specify that there's a conclusion to that. But she now has control, and we now know where the weapons are. I guess we still move the projects forward, but now these might be affected by the fact that she's taken over. We were trying to move to the mines. That got all finished, but now that this girl has control, what's the result of that? I don't know. I mean, I think she's a little bit crazier than that one. So basically, the way this is played out is that we finally got everything ready, all packed up, ready to go, and then she pulls this twist on us that I'm the captain now. So what is she gonna do now that we're all packed up and ready to move? We're getting bossed around by a kid, but a kid with experimental weaponry in abundance. And it's not just her. She must have got some people to on her side. Okay. So that'll be... We'll add that as the action then. That will... Dang it. Dragon Corp infiltration. So how long is that gonna take now that we're putting our efforts toward that. Four weeks? Okay. So the fact that that is now a project, I assume, means that the community is now going along with it. So does that mean that we have moved to the mine, but now we're putting our efforts into following her on this sabotage, this infiltration? Because basically we're all standing there with the wagons or whatever, the bags over our shoulders, ready to go, and then she just whips out these guns and like, okay. Like these are happening simultaneously here. No, not the super soakers. Well, the tribe can be split, because at the same time, we've got this delegation over there with the mutants that have no idea this is going on right now either, because they've left to go talk to the mutants. So there's like three things going on here at the same time, and we just kind of need to make the stories all mesh together. We're ready to move over to the mines. We've got people talking to the mutants, and then suddenly this girl pulls this thing on us. So if we split the tribe, okay, so she... Does that... Okay. I guess the question is then, does she take these people? Take a bunch of volunteers and her supporters and they leave? And then the rest of us just move on to the mine? Or do the people that continue on, like, run away and escape? And whoever's left is forced to join this thing with her? I guess it also depends too on which one we are a part of. Okay, so she takes a bunch of people with her, and the rest of us continue on to the mine. So I'm gonna mark that here. This is our new community spot, and I will leave this for now because this is still the blackout spot that Dragon Corp has been moving around. Presumably, we have tried to move away so that Dragon Corp doesn't know we've moved, but time will tell if that's been successful. It might. I mean, maybe that's something that the Dragon Corp people saw that and they thought, well, hey, and then they're chasing after her now, and we managed to escape to the mines as she caused us an unexpected distraction. That's true, if they're looking for that. I assume we have taken this woman with us. She came with us and didn't go with the girl. Is that what we, how we want to deal with that? Because we're gonna take her away from the problems since she's no longer part of the community. But did she Did she take this woman hostage as well, or did we get her? Um, there was a woman that fled from the corporate city and made it to our settlement, and we found out she had formerly worked for them and had some insider information, and that's why these guys from the corporation have been snooping around the places, because they've been asking about her. Well, because I mean, she would know, like this girl would know that this woman had been an insider, like she'd worked for this, so maybe she would look at that as leverage, or maybe we managed to sneak her away. I mean, this is a decision now that's actually going to have an impact on the settlement. This is a pretty big one. We can always roll the dice. Let fate decide whether we've... Okay, so this girl has managed to split the group. She has taken a bunch of people with her, loaded with these experimental weapons, to try and attack Dragon Corp. This has caused enough of a distraction that we managed to get away, the rest of us, and we're now in the mine. But what I want to know is the fate of this woman. Everyone in the community knew this woman came from Dragon Corp, so the girl might have thought that she'd be valuable trying to infiltrate Dragon Corp. So my question is, did she take her, or did we manage to smuggle her out with us and she's still with us? This is possible because we've also still got a scarcity of weapons, so this assumes that we managed to hang on to and hide the rest of our stuff. Oh, she's dead? Is that your final answer? I mean, do we want to do that? That's an interesting twist. Should we roll the die? Actually, I can get that spinner back out. We can just let the spinner decide here. Wheel of names. Okay. So let's say the girl took her. She came with us. She's dead. She's dead, Jim. Okay. So, the woman is dead. So, I'm going to say that this is possibly known to the Dragon Corp. They were, after all, specifically looking for her, so we don't know if they killed her. We don't know what killed her. She's got these strange marks on her. And I'm assuming we're going to leave her here? Or are we going to take her with us? Dragging this woman's corpse with us to try and check on the marks. I know, this is actually a very climactic event that is happening right now. So we know she's dead. She's of no interest to the girl. Do we take her with us to check on what happened to her? So you said that her corpse has strange marks. Do we care enough, or do we just find out she's dead and we just leave her and we go on to the mine? That's true, the marks might be the same as the mutants. And there are the mysterious mushrooms that we still don't really know about. We know there's something special. We remember hearing about it, but we don't know what. So we're going to take her with us to check things out? Okay, so we've made that determination. Okay. Okay, so we have got a few things here. Let's see. So the community now, it's not really a, well, I guess it is a problem, but we've kind of figured it out. So I'm just gonna put in the community that the woman from the sprawl is dead, with the same markings as the mutants. I'm just going to put mutant markings. This girl has control of the community with the weapons. She no longer has control over the community, so I'm just going to put it as the lore that this girl, and I guess we're going to have to clone that. The girl with weapons, actually let's say girls group with weapons attacks Dragon Corp. And maybe the shrooms colors are similar? Okay. Woman with dead mutant mushroom mutant mushroom markings. Okay. So I'm going to say that the problem of the Dragon Corps guys sniffing around has gone away, because they have no reason to anymore. And what else do we know about the lore? Hacked drones, alien-looking computer. Okay, so that has nothing to do with that. So the woman's dead. We have her corpse that we've sort of checked out. She's got mushrooms. Mushrooms growing out of her? Okay. Okay, so that... To recap, what happened there is that we were all ready to go. We were all ready to leave the mine, or leave for the mine. This girl, who has finally managed to get half the tribe to her side, has taken those secret weapons that we found. Turns out she had them all along, and she took them to go attack the corporate city on this crazy thing that she's wanted to do forever, since the beginning. Meanwhile, the rest of us have been let go to continue on. We are now headquartered in the abandoned mine, but along the way, we discovered, before we left, that the woman who had escaped from the corporation here is dead, and she's got these mysterious markings that we later find out are actually related to the mushrooms. So now we just got her corpse, but because of that, this place is now abandoned. The Dragon Corp guys are no longer interested in this area. As far as we know, it still is blacked out. Probably not. They probably would have... Since Dragon Corp was aware that we were hacking the drones, that's probably all done. And, yes, this last bit of it now, we still need to discover what happened with the delegation that we sent to the mutants. Maybe that's how we found out it's related to the mushrooms, the markings that they've got on them. Yeah, I think... Is the audio not good for you? Okay. So now this, the last thing we need to figure out is what happened to the delegation that we sent to the mutants. And I thought maybe that's how we learned about the mushroom markings that she also... Because she shares those markings that they had, right? Okay. So they tell us about the mushrooms? So did we learn something new from that? Or that we just learned that their markings are related to the mushrooms somehow? Come on. Oh my god. Put this there. Okay, so the something special about the mushrooms is that the mushrooms are related to the mutant markings and pollution? Jesus. Pollution. But that affects the kale. Okay, so that was the project's finishing. So now we still need an action for the week. This is the busiest week we've had. I'm going to go ahead and say that this has been dealt with, as well as that has been dealt with for discussions. I think the last thing we determined about the kids was that they repaired the supercomputer. They haven't powered it up yet. They said it could be powered, but did we determine that the kids went with the girl on her shadow run into the headquarters? I don't actually remember what the fate of the kids was. Well, she took part of the community, but I think early in the discussion we talked about her maybe taking the kids with her. Yeah, I don't think it's actually been fully decided yet. She did, that's true, she did get in a fight with them. That was one of the problems. So she already tried to get them on her side, and they fought her on that one. Okay. So they're still with us. the not so crazy ones. Okay, they managed to fix the androids. So we'll say that's a discovery then. They managed to discover a way to power up the androids. So, put that under community. We now have active. Let's put that under community. We now have active androids in the community. We did already have the batteries for them, so yeah. We don't know anything about them. We just managed to power them up. Okay. So we did have an objection during all that time. So I'll just mark that. And of course that can be used later at some point, because now I think we should probably end this one here. That was the summer season finale. That one was. We're on to fall, so I think we'll go ahead and call that a good one. That was a good turn. That was a really good turn. It was kind of building up for a while, though. A lot of strange things were happening around our settlement, and weird things happened, and still got a lot of mysteries here to solve in the next 2 seasons, so that could be pretty good. But we're now split. We don't have our super weapons anymore. We've got a few of them that we managed to salvage, but the mysterious girl will never know anything about the woman that escaped, because she's dead. But we're now over here next to the temple and this supercomputer complex statue thing, hidden, hopefully, pretty well in the mine, protected from the drones. Yeah. Very good. Very good. I like that. I like that even though we've completely changed the genre and the stories and especially the tone of this settlement, it's still just created this really fun game. Even though the events and all that are all the same, the interpretation of the events has made it just that much more interesting. It's a completely different story.